time is now.
Everyone, welcome to NUFC Talk TV live with another daily show, another daily news show, and we have a few things to discuss, of course. Never a day without news for Newcastle United. So smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Chris, the American Mag. Win will be joining me in just a second. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, become a member. Help us out. Do that. Hit the like button right now, though. You guys have been forgetting to do that as of late. So please, stop forgetting. Smash the like button before anything else. And then chat away, because I want to know your opinion. You can also call in and have your say. We'll put in the link out there so you can come on and have your say about the current situation, about the current topics for just a brief moment. And then you can go about your merry day. Continue to watch. I see that Jeremy Pino is joining Crystal Palace. I'm getting a notification here. So there you go. It's a good, decent signing. People don't know what Jeremy Pino is. A good, decent player. But anyways, folks, welcome to the channel. We got to talk about Strand Larsen. We got to talk about a little bit of Alexander Isak, of course. And we got also news about... Actually, let's go with that one. Good morning, Win. How you doing?
Doing good.
All right. Just as of literally less than an hour ago, Newcastle's Matt Targett has joined the championship side Middlesbrough on a season long deal. So that's confirmed now. He is going away. Target. So that's good. I hope that we are able to offload a little bit of his salary to Borough, and everybody happy, I guess, ever after. So hopefully they can buy him, because we don't ever want him. And that's just the honest truth. Any sober, moral, and prudent fan will just admit that it's over and he needs to go. So what can you say about that?
Well, obviously, I think he's a better player than you think he is.
And the vast majority of fans, yeah.
So you claim to talk for. You know, he never let us down. Never let us down. He got injured. That's not his fault. Good luck to him at Middlesbrough. That's all I'm going to say, and thank you for keeping us in the Premier League, helping to keep.
I think it took more. I think it took more than Matt Targett to keep us in the Premier League. But okay,
he was part of it.
Yeah. So was Gillespie. Anyway,
Gillespie wasn't.
Anyways,
he never played.
Well, but he was part of the team, so.
He wasn't part of the team.
But anyways, old news, old stuff.
Indeed.
We got to move on. Not stay in the past.
Where do we move on to? That's the question.
Good morning, everyone, and good afternoon if you're in the UK. Let us know in the comment section what you think. Hit the like button, folks. All right. So, continue with the striker situation. Yesterday, in the middle of the night, near really in the middle of the night, Craig Hope and Keith Downey everyone confirming really, that Newcastle United's second bid for £55 million for Strand Larsen was rejected immediately. It was sent, it was rejected. And
well, 5 million went straight on his price last night, didn't he? Wolves had put him on the bench.
Apparently not.
Well, Wolves had put him on the bench because obviously they didn't want to get injured, presumably with a possible 55 million coming into the coffers. And lo and behold, they were getting beat, so they decided to stick him on 73 minutes. And he scored 2 goals and won them the match.
Well, I never thought he was going to go for 55 million, so I don't think his price went up 5 million only. I think it was more.
They've literally just signed him. Yeah,
but he's been playing for him.
This window for 23 million.
Yeah, he's been playing for him though. So it's not like he's been playing for him. It's just like the Lewis Miley situation.
My worry right now, are we desperate? Yes, we are desperate.
Of course.
But are we desperate enough to pay 60 million potentially for Strand Larsen and 50 million for Wissa. That's 110 million, which is what we've been offered for Isak. And then we're stuck with them for 5 years, because they'll not sign a deal for less than 5 years. We're going to lose Wissa for the African Cup of Nations. And that 110 million that we're spending now is going to drastically affect future spending until we get the revenue streams up. Now then,
I don't think so. I think we got money without Isak.
You've got Brentford who don't want to sell Wissa. You've got Wolves who don't want to sell Strand Larsen. But you've got Juventus offering us Vlahovic for 30 million.
I think that we are...
How about we just say he's only got a year left to run on his £19 million a year contract. He's only got a year to run on it. How about saying, look, we'll give you a £10 million loan fee for the year with an option to buy, and we'll pay all his wages. So that then for the year is going to cost us 29 million quid in total. And we're not stuck with anybody. We've got Vlahovic, who was a £67 million striker 3 years ago when Juventus signed him. In today's terms, that would be 100 million easy. So you're signing potentially £100 million striker for 29 million quid, let's say, in total, with his wages and everything. He's going to be desperate to prove himself because he knows if he doesn't do it for us, you know, his value and wages are going to plummet. Whereas if he does produce the goods, we are going to benefit, he's going to benefit. Juventus want rid of him anyway. He's desperate to prove himself so he doesn't have to go back where he's not wanted. And that's the equivalent of buying, let's say, a £24 million player that we don't know is going to produce the goods and paying him 100 grand a week, which is what you'd need to be paying a striker for the Premiership.
Well, you're going to have to pay Vlahovic a lot more than that.
Yeah, we'll pay Vlahovic his £19 million wage.
Okay, so I mean, you're still gonna have to pay a striker a lot of money. So
yeah, well, we're paying him. We are going to pay his wages.
You're saying you'd rather pay Vlahovic than Larsen. That's what you need to say. Stop sugarcoating it. You'd rather pay all the money to Vlahovic
what I'm saying is Vlahovic is. We're in a temporary risk. We're in a temporary desperate state.
Yeah, but you can't just go on loans though. You can't. I mean, listen. Yeah, I actually agree with you. But first of all, the fact that we are not in for Vlahovic, we're not even entertaining it. We're just total idiots, and you know that's just my opinion. I think it's clear and evident that
that's my opinion as well.
If you're not in for Vlahovic, all of a sudden he became the worst striker in the world. No, all of a sudden his relationship with the club is over. Same as Isak with Newcastle. Does that make Isak a bad player? No. It does not make Vlahovic a bad player? No. So we need to kind of move. Again, we're not open-minded. We're close-minded club. We want a certain amount. We want it all. I've said it before. We kind of stupid in that sense. And the fact that we don't want Vlahovic is stupid anyway.
Can I just have a word with the mods here, Chris? You know, if we've got any scousers on now who I'd say hand them over, or free Isak and any of this nonsense, just block them. Simple as, just block them. They're not adding to the conversation at all. So just block them. Simple as.
Yeah. I'm actually at this point. It's kind of annoying. I mean, Liverpool fans in the chat have been overflowing the comments, the chats. It's like, for what? Well, what are you? You know, for a team that's not your rival, for a team that you don't care about, for a small team, as you call us, you're really worried about us. You know, you're really in our chats. You're really in our comment sections. You're really in our business. Don't you got Redman TV? You got all the ball twat that talk. Don't you got them channels to go to Go to them. Stop annoying, man. Stop being annoying. And I'm talking about Liverpool fans, not Scousers, obviously. Liverpool fans. Regardless, we're gonna call in via link, and we're gonna get you in as soon as possible. But we got a conversation. We got a few things conversations to have. Vlahovic was not part of the starting lineup on the last game for Juventus. And let me see if he came in as a sub. He didn't even come in as a sub, no. So
No,
I would count.
His relationship's done there.
Relationship with the club is over. So we can't act. Oh, no, actually, Dusan Vlahovic did come in. And did he score? He did score. He came in the 84th minute, and he scored.
Oh, he did a Strand Larsen.
He came in the 84th minute, he scored. Jonathan David scored as well. So he wasn't a starter, but he came in and scored. Nobody's going to tell me that Vlahovic cannot score. That's impossible.
Exactly.
That is impossible.
He's done it consistently.
Vlahovic is one of the top strikers in the world when he wants to be. Listen, he's not in a good environment at Juventus. People can say the same thing about Isak. Now, Juventus is a selling club, they're willing to sell him for 30-something million. I don't think that's a gamble anyway, but 35 million or so, I would even buy him. I wouldn't just loan him. But if you really want to lower the risk,
no, because the thing is, we hold all the cards here. So it's costing them £19 million a year. So they say they're 130. So I'm saying let's go with a £10 million 1 year loan deal, which still means they've got his registration, and we pay the 19 million.
Mm-hmm.
So it's saving them 19 million. They're getting the £10 million loan fee, and we are only risking 30 million. I know only 30 million is a ridiculous statement, but compared to risking 60 million and 50 millions and all the stupid figures that were being quoted for the various strikers, to me, it seems like a no-brainer.
Well, the fact of the matter is, I don't think we're going to get that deal done because we got incompetent people in the club. And
well, go along with that.
Eddie Howe and et cetera. And maybe Eddie doesn't want him. And that's it. Because he's been offered to Newcastle multiple times. So the fact that we're not taking, unless they're doing something hidden where nobody knows anything. But to me is Strand Larsen, I don't think. Listen, I would go 60 million for him.
Eddie's had to change his plan. He said after the match on Monday, he said, your names at the beginning of the window and at the end of the window are always very different because a lot of the players will have moved. So naturally, I think that's always the case if you're still active in the market, which we are. But as I've said all through the window, we have to be careful we don't make a decision that impacts the long-term future windows and gives us big problems moving forward. So any decision we make will always be based around controlling PSR, good financial decisions, but also against our need, and our need is there. So let's see what happens in the next few days.
I don't think that we're in PSR problems without the Isak money.
No, but if we suddenly spend 100 million that turns out to be wasted, then we are in PSR.
Yeah, but the wasted is, you'll never know if it's wasted or not wasted. You never know. So how do you know it's not going to be wasted? You're going to have to buy somebody.
But
you're going to have to get somebody in.
The whole problem with Newcastle right now is that with the revenue not coming in until this City 115 charges thing is decided one way or the other, because I don't think we're getting any major sponsorship until that is decided.
Yeah, but
and until that is done, we're always going to have PSR problems. So we have to be very, very careful how we spend our money.
Yeah, but you have to buy somebody. So again, it's in that case, let's not buy anybody, so we're never in trouble. No. You have to buy somebody. You have to spend on somebody. Right now, you need 2 strikers. So who is out there that's not a gamble? Nobody. Everybody's gonna have to. Even Isak was a gamble. The fact of the matter that he became a good center forward. Well, it worked, but it's just a gamble. I mean, I think that Strand Larsen is showing really good qualities for us to pay $60 million for him. Yeah, they paid 21. They just paid 21 for him. I mean, I guess it worked. It speaks volumes of our incompetence, I guess, if you will, because if that he is going to be Callum Wilson replacement, he should have been in the eye of everyone else to begin with before even Isak won it out, because nothing's really changed other than him scoring a few goals yesterday. Nothing's really changed. He's been the same player. He scored the same amount of goals last season for Wolves on loan. So we should have been in for him when he was supposed to return to his club to play. But we didn't. That shows our incompetence. Now we're in this situation.
No, it shows we were going for better players than him at the time.
No, not as a backup. You can't do that. You can't do that, man. Šeško's not coming in as a backup. Ekitike is not coming in as a backup. So, you can't keep saying that. We wanted to replace Wilson.
Strand Larsen's coming in as a backup.
Yeah. He's going to be number 1 now. But if Isak stayed, he would have been backup.
Well, I think Isak's still staying.
No, I don't. I actually, that's another conversation, and I think that is that. I think I'm worried now about the club. I'm worried now because the club is going to fold, and we're going to be the laughingstock of the world now, because this whole stance that we've been on, if we fold at the end, it's going to mean nothing. At the end of the day, we fell into the pressure of Alexander Isak in Liverpool, and I think that's going to happen. And I will come here and admit that I'm wrong if hopefully that doesn't happen. But I think we were going to fold. I think that we had meetings, and by the way, tonight we got that set up to talk about what do we do next with the panel. It's going to be obviously Gary and the panelists speaking about another rejection for Alexander Isak, and what are we going to do now? So they're going to obviously do that one later on tonight with Gary and the lads. But I don't know. I think that the club and the owners, Ryan didn't go to the meeting, by the way, from everything reported. But somebody from PIF and Ruben did. And, I mean, Isak is not changing his ways. So either they're going to fold and say, all right, let's sell him. And it looks like see, this is interesting about X, because X, because there are accounts quoting Craig Hope, but you got to go and actually see if Craig Hope actually said that. But they're quoting him saying that he said that the club is now willing to sell because they don't see a way back to this. And actually, I don't see that being so far from the truth either. And if they don't feel that there's a way back, it's all about it becomes either get money for him or it becomes about honor. And if it becomes about honor, then he'll rot in the bench until whatever. But it's not. I've never seen it in football. Even me, this whole time I've been saying, yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to hold firm. We need to not fold. But now I'm getting to a point where I'm like, I've never seen it either. I've never seen it happen in football, really, where a team says, all right, it doesn't matter. We don't care if you don't play. And not sell them. Usually clubs do fold at the end, and I think that we're reaching that point. But
I think normally the players fold. And the players.
No, that doesn't work like that, man. What are you talking about? Normally the players get sold all the time. All the time.
We've discussed numerous cases where that hasn't happened. Torres.
Tevez came back and played.
Exactly. That's the point I'm saying. He said, "I'm never going to play for you again."
Yeah, but that's one time. How many times did they actually have it?
Torres did the same.
And also, how many times have they gone into to this extent? Again, you can mention Tevez. Suarez never did this stuff, and he only stayed for another 6 months, I think.
Which is what they agreed.
Yeah, but he's not agreeing on to anything. He's not agreeing to it?
We don't know what he's agreeing to, tell you the truth.
No, come on, man. We're not going to go now and say that the Northeast reporters are lying. Every one of them are saying it. They can't all line up and say, let's all say the same thing. No. Isak has declined Newcastle once again. And honestly, it's pissing me off more than ever now. The more Toon Army says, Chris, he got you. Yeah, he did give me an hour. But the more we talk about this, the more I feel like there's no way back. But what do you do? Because I don't want to fall to Liverpool. Because that's exactly what they want. And PIF need to say, well, we're not going to do it just because of that. So I hope that's the case, but we do need to get replacements in. So that's two different conversations going on at once. But what do you do when he doesn't want to play?
If the window shuts and he's still here, he'll play. Simple as. He ain't going to run. Even though, by the way, John Dahl Thomason, his national manager, has included him in the squad.
Oh, yeah, and he's going to go, and he's going to go, and he's going to play.
And John Dahl Thomason is a fantastic character and personality. I've spoken to Alex a lot during this period, so he's been talking to him, where Eddie hasn't, apparently. Situations like this are quite complex. It's extremely complex environments that the players operate in. I'm sure that it will be resolved in the end, but you have to know the whole picture before drawing conclusions. That's always a good tip. I don't think we know the whole picture. I don't know the whole picture either. It's quite normal because there's a lot of politics in a football club. But one thing is for sure, Alex is a fantastic guy, very professional, and will play for Sweden.
Well, he's not professional to Newcastle, so that's what So all of that BS. Obviously, he would. Listen to his manager speak. I mean, obviously, what is he going to say? He's a one guy. No, he's not going to say that. So take whatever that twat says with a grain of salt, because as far as I'm concerned, he's an irrelevant manager, managing an irrelevant national team. I'm sorry, Wishnaldum. In the chat. I'm just pissed off this morning, and it's 6:22 a.m. So yeah, I'm mad. I'm damn mad. And I want the end of this whole situation.
Well, we're all fed up with it, isn't it?
I'm really fed up. I'm really fed up with it. But I think we need to. I think we need to punish him. But I have never seen in football really. It's rare. It's not something that happens every day.
That's the thing. I mean, if he refuses to play.
He's not going to refuse to play.
Exactly. Yeah. He's not going to refuse to play. So the first thing you do is you put him on the team for you put him on the team against Leeds, and say if he refuses to play, and if he does, then no wages, bunny lad. And by the way, we're fining you 2 weeks' wages for going off to Spain without permission. And by the way, we're fining you a week's wages for Celtic. Whatever.
Yeah.
Prove that we're wangers.
Good job. And by the way, Genius, I'm sorry, man. You don't have any relevant national team. I like your national team. Proper footballers came out from Sweden. The greatest, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. This wanker wants to be like Zlatan, not behaving like that. Zlatan was a proper professional, man. And he played for everybody.
Ronaldo was Dutch, wasn't he?
No, but Wijnaldum is Swedish, man. The Armad. Fucking hell, man. You're as lost as fucking Matt Target, man, I swear. But a lot of great players from Sweden, man. Proper players from Sweden. And we're not going to get into the lad that passed away from, I forgot, that was an England manager. Sven Goran Eriksson. Mighty had an issue with him, but he was a proper manager, though. Back in the day, but not for England so much. But anyway,
it was rubbish.
But come on, man, we can't speak ill of the dead, man. But there's somebody said that he was Isak was watching the game with his family in executive box. I don't know about that, but somebody said that.
I think somebody would have seen him arriving at the ground if he had been.
Exactly. Craig Colby saying, though, to what you were saying earlier on, he said that the message in recent weeks has been it would be Strand, Larsen, or Wissa, not both. But what if both are viable in the next 72 hours? Decisions to make, all still at play. It has been all summer with obvious impact on Isak Liverpool. As it stands, Newcastle could sign 0, 1, or 2 strikers. Those are the options right now. In it's
just to can we get off Isak for a bit?
Well, we got to talk about what's happening right now, whether we like it or not, mate. It is what it is. We're in Newcastle United. We got to talk about what's happening.
Well, let's talk about what happened on Monday, and let's talk about what's going to happen on Saturday.
Well, we've done that damn match to death already, man.
Well, wait a minute though. What we haven't discussed in any detail is who should start as goalie.
Well, I think Ramsdale should start, but
well, so do I.
Well, welcome to the club, But you go with everything that Eddie Howe says, so you think he's the Messiah?
No, I think Eddie might start Ramsdale on Saturday.
Based on what?
Based on Pope's performance on Monday.
Hey, Mia, behave yourself, man. Isak is nowhere near best ever in our history. Ain't nothing. Calm yourself down. Don't let yourself down, mate. Anyway, go on.
Isak compared to Shearer, just to pick one at random.
It didn't even close.
Not even close. Beardsley? He's not even in the same league as Beardsley, man. Shut up.
He's not even better than
Les Ferdinand.
Les Ferdinand. He's not
Andy
even better than
Cole.
Come on, man. Give yourself a shake, man. All right, you're playing into the stereotypical Liverpool citizen.
Oh, here they go. What did Alan Shearer win?
Oh, of course, we didn't have this team. And people ask if Isak did everything by himself. No, he didn't. He had fucking Murphy, for fuck's sake, to help him out. Who did he? I mean, come on now. Anyways, going. So I think Ramsdale should start. And I think that we need to start bringing in the reinforcements to see what they can do on the pitch. We need to bring Malik Chiao, get him ready. He's huge, man. Yeah. I didn't think he was that big, but he's a good size.
He's a big boy.
He's a good size. And now, what's his name's gonna have to play the midfielder, JJ. Ramsey's gonna have to play some minutes now with.
Give me 2 seconds. I got some.
With Joe Linton being out there. So, Newcastle confirming 27 minutes ago that Matt Target is gone. Swipe that notification there. Smash the like button, folks. Smash the like button, and yeah, not as big as Dan Burn. Yeah, but, Dan Burn played great, by the way, the other day. So no issues there. And I do criticize, I'm objective. I think he was good, but I do need to see Malik Chiao. He needs to be brought up to the conversation. I'm more worried about the striker situation, to be honest. If we had a striker, we would have scored. We would have beaten Liverpool comfortably, man. And that is something to say. To the current champions. So we would have beaten comfortably. It's not Gordon's cup of tea, although Gordon is a numpty. And I know in this channel people were defending him last night. It was absolutely rubbish. Nothing to do. That foul right there, that tackle, has nothing to do with him being a center forward and not knowing what to do as a center forward. Nothing to do with that. What the hell did that foul, that tackle from behind that could have broken Van Dijk's leg, what did that have to do with being a center forward and not knowing what to do as a center forward? Nothing to do with it. And I was biting my nails as I was listening to that to people here defend him last night. Rubbish. But he's still not a center forward. And all those options, look at it. Rewatch those first 20 minutes where Gordon had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. I mean, I think Strand Larsen would have scored 2-3 goals in that tornado of attack that we were creating against Liverpool. I think a center forward would have definitely done something. But we got some callers coming in, ladies and gents. So if you want to call in and have your say, you can certainly do that. The link is in the chat. And we got Meals Beast here.
Meals Beast.
Meals Beast, how's it going, mate?
Hey, man.
Where are you from?
Hey, how you doing?
We're doing great.
Doing good.
Where are you from, mate?
Nice to meet you guys. I'm from Australia.
Oh,
Melbourne.
nice.
Oh, hey, good day.
Yeah. How's it going, brother? What are you?
Very good,
Are you a Toon fan? Liverpool fan? It could be anything
Oh,
right now.
I'm a Geordie at heart. Been a fan since '95.
Oh, lovely, man, lovely.
Mainly because of these guys.
There it is. There it is. You got a good setup, man.
Collingwood Magpies. Well, they are the Aussie rules team, aren't they?
That's right. So when I was a young lad,
And they're still black. They're black and white, same as we are. Yeah.
exactly the same, Magpie. So immediately when I was like 12, I just picked the Newcastle Magpies, and it was just before Shearer signed again. So it was a great time to be a fan.
Man.
So you weren't a glory hunter. You're claiming to have been a fan before Shearer signed.
Exactly. I loved it. Ferdinand, he was a legend.
All right.
So that was my memories back as a young lad watching Match of the Day. That's what we used to get, Match of the Day, and just fell in love with the team and followed it quite intently until they got relegated. And then when we got promoted, I really came back. Just like 2017, that was when I became obsessed, like basically Newcastle obsessed now. And I wanted to come on. I wanted to just like paint a picture for you guys, basically, because this whole thing about Isak and everything like that, and this whole narrative about how we're not a big club. Everyone's saying we're not a big club and all this crap, and that's why Isak wants to leave. But you got to look at what's happened the past 3.5 years, and we aren't meant to be where we're meant to be right now. And the very fact that supporters of these big clubs have to tell us we're not a big club proves that we're knocking on the door to the top teams. Because think about when Howe took over. Where were we? 17th or something? 16th, 19th, second bottom, and then in a year at the end of the next season we've got Champions League. And then we sign Bruno and Isak, Gordon, all these great players. And we are so far ahead of the schedule. And I would argue that it is because of Howe. And I think it's just amazing.
Welcome to the cult.
Exactly.
Welcome to the happy clubbing cult.
So all these fans, all the banter about Isak leaving, whatever. Okay, I think it's fair enough. He's going to go. I mean, it's done my absolute head in. Obviously, because I've never experienced this before. And one of the kindest things a Liverpool supporter said to me on X, on Twitter, basically said, you wanted to be a big club. This is what you got to expect to happen. Stuff like this, it just insane transfer windows, and I think that's true. So I think I think Isak's got to go. Mainly just simply because he hasn't trained or played. I think the best thing would be for him just to go, just get the money, 130 mil. I suspect that maybe, the club has handled this so professionally, which has been incredible. I think the way they've stuck to their guns, 150 million, even though everyone's saying he's not worth that, whatever, they're saying it's 150. They've waited till after, unintentionally maybe, I'm not sure, but they waited till after we played them to do this trade. I think that may have been always in the back of their mind, just to wait till this week, in terms of playing him or like certifying the situation maybe. So yeah, I'm not that, like, I think I think the majority of us just want him to go, like, am I wrong in saying that?
Well, listen, I he's pissed me off, so I want him to go, but I don't want to fold to Liverpool. I don't want to make it easy for Liverpool or set a precedent so anybody can do this. And fans are, especially Liverpool fans, have been hypocrites this whole time. The ones that are not all of them, but the ones that get into this type of stuff, because even now, yesterday, some of them found out that Xabi Alonso is not going to play Trent for Real Madrid ahead of Carvajal.
Yeah,
so he's going to get benched.
And Man City looking at him apparently.
I go in the comment section, all Liverpool fans wishing him ill and telling him, "Yeah, I thought, I told you so." Blah blah blah. You never know what you have until it's gone. All of that BS. And there's no mistake on his move. He went to a bigger club, much bigger club than Liverpool. So no mistake on that part. So only 11 players can play, but you see all of that, and compared to how they respond to Isak, it's totally hypocritical, and so that's why I don't take him serious. But the Isak situation, I want him going. I want him going as well. Now we need to get strikers, and I was just watching a Blahovic goal from Liverpool, from Juventus, and I tell you that's a good looking goal, man. That's a good looking goal. And see, this guy says local lad leaving for free, big difference. What the? He doesn't owe anybody to give you a fee. It makes no
The reason
sense.
he left for free was because he saw out his contract. Isak isn't seeing out his contract.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He doesn't owe nobody a fee,
Isak
man.
can go for free in 3 years' time if he sees out his contract.
Exactly.
I can't remember. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I can't remember a worse behavior from a player really trying to get a move. This and late in the window too.
Well, again, to play devil's advocate, you've got the situation where even Eddie has now admitted that he knew before the start of the window that Isak wanted out. And that only came to light, back end of last week. So when he was point blank asked at the presser on Friday, were you aware, etc., and he said, well, not specifically, but I knew he wasn't happy. It wasn't that he definitely wanted to go to Liverpool, but he knew he wasn't happy. So, but that still doesn't mean, the bottom line is Isak has a contract with us until 2028 that he signed voluntarily. Nobody held a gun to his head.
Yeah.
He still didn't need to behave the way he's behaved, and the messaging from the agent and that last Instagram thing that he's put out was the most ridiculous statement I've ever seen. Saying people have been pushing some narrative, and while he hasn't been having his say, when all the messaging was coming from his agent to the media and from Liverpool, whatever. That was it. Our club wasn't saying anything. We weren't saying any narrative. We were saying he's worth 150 million. What narrative? The one he invented.
The last act of a desperate man.
Well,
Exactly.
again, I think about the 150 million. I think Simon Jordan has been absolutely spot on this whole saga. He said, Liverpool's valuation is not 150; it's 120. He said, who gives a damn what their valuation is? They're not the selling club. The selling club sets a valuation. You don't come to my house to buy my house what you want to pay me. I set the price, and if the price is good enough, I sell it. So that's how it works. Yeah. But fans don't want to admit to that. Now, when it comes to the striker situation, though, 55 million is not good enough for Strand Larsen. What can we do now? I mean, I would go 60 if that's the case. I think he's a decent player, but now this whole situation is just.
Wolves are going to capitalize on our situation, so.
Well, so is everybody.
I suppose so. Yeah. I think, mate. I think we either got to go in for him. I mean, I would rather get him than Wissa, if I had to choose, just because of the age and this, almost the same amount of money. And like you were saying, I think that's Vlahovic on a loan. It's just that whole not Premier League proven. Vlahovic has he didn't live up to who he was supposed to be. And I remember he was going to go to Arsenal. That was a thing for ages. He was going to go to Arsenal. He was going to be Arsenal's striker, and they didn't even go in for him. So.
I would definitely gamble on him, though. I mean, I think he's still he's a good striker, and he just scored a really good play, a really good goal from a really good play that he started against Juventus at the end. So I think he's a player there. Relationship with the manager might be gone, but so is Isak, and some people want to keep him. So I think we got to do something, because this week we cannot play against Leeds without a striker again, because now we are absolutely knackered. So if you actually think about it, Wednesday, it's a little bit too late. You need to figure out.
Vlahovic Played one, scored one this season.
Well,
Last season, 10 and 29 with 4 assists. 4 in the Champions League. Season before that, 10 and 20, 16 and 33, and 10 and 27 this year. So he's in double figures every season.
That's good. Yeah.
oh, of course.
You know. So
I don't think it's going to be a problem.
I just think it's a no-brainer. That's what
Yeah.
that was my take. Because it's not a risk then. You're not tying your PSO future up in who you the desperate decisions that you're making now when we know for a fact we're paying over the top. Is there a lot of sense in doing that? And especially, I rate Wissa, but especially getting Wissa when we're going to lose him for a month with the African Cup of Nations in January.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and we've got Champions League games. We've got, the FA Cup's in full swing then. It could just sort of...
So thank you, Dizzy, for the super chat, right? So here's... We want to clarify this. You guys are trying to buy Larsen on the cheap. He just signed a 4-year contract. They have been quoted saying $75 million. In your terms, pay the price. We are negotiating with Wolves. You're not.
Yeah.
Liverpool's not. Liverpool's not on the table at all. Liverpool's going behind the door, unsettling Isak, telling Isak what to do. The agent's telling Isak what to do, doing all this nonsense so he can force a move so we can sell him on your terms. That's weak mentality. You're trying to bully us, and you might end up not getting anything. So that is the difference. We're with Wolves, talking with them, negotiating, sending bid after bid. That is the difference. Now, if they accept it or not, that's their problem. They can choose not to accept anything, and that's fine. But that's not the Isak situation. That's not what you're doing. So, anybody else want to answer that?
Well, the thing about that is, as he says it in the comment, he's just saying the 4-year contract. So there'll be a loyalty clause in that 4-year contract that if they sell him before the 4 years is up, he's entitled to whatever's left on, and that's still 4 years because he's literally just signed it. So that's 4 years. That whatever they get for him that has to be knocked off because they're going to be paying him that anyway.
I think we're going to have to just get the same contract anyway. It's going to be 4 years for us if we get him. The contract is just going to come to us. I mean, it is crazy too to think about it. It shows incompetence that we're about to buy somebody that was bought for $21 million or something like that. But at this point, what are we going to do? There's no chance. The Sorla thing, I guess there's nothing on it. Nobody talked about it anymore. Cheaper striker, but I mean, it's just it's been tough, this whole situation trying to get a striker. We knew we needed a striker anyway before the Isak saga began, and so I wouldn't guarantee that signing Larsen will we'll sell Isak because we get Larsen. It might, and that's what I'm afraid of right now. I'm scared that's what's going to happen.
At least he's proven. You know what I mean? Like at a club like Wolves too. Like at least, I don't think you really like you're paying like the top dollar for him, but it's not like he can just fit straight in. He can go in and just be the striker. And if you look at Wirtz for Liverpool, they've paid top dollar for this unproven Premier League player who has not looked that good. I know it's only 2 games, but my point is you're paying top dollar and you're not getting, a world-class player in your team straight away. Whereas I think if we get Larsen, at least he's going to slot right in straight away. He's going to be on the end. I mean, imagine if he was on the end on some of those like Alanga crosses the other night.
But that's Alanga's used to playing with big Chris Wood, which same sort of thing.
Well, I even think Vlahovic could have scored many goals. We need a striker in there. We do need a
striker.
And but the thing is, though, it's already Wednesday. With this going around, it's Eddie. Even if we get a striker by tomorrow or something, You got a day of doing all the BS media stuff. Then you go come on Friday, and he's probably not going. Knowing Eddie, probably not even going to play. And again, you know we're doing this. It's taking a lot of time for some reason. And I feel like to the super chat later on because we are desperate to get somebody that's available to play striker right now before the Isak situation gets sorted. We need to just pay the price.
Is Nico Jackson still on the table?
No, because he's going to Bayern Munich. So, and that's what I say,
really?
you know, if Bayern Munich are going to be in for Jackson, what makes us special to say, no, he's not good for us?
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that.
If Jackson does go to Bayern, which is looking likely now, that means they are definitely not in for Voldemort from Stuttgart.
Yeah, but that ship is sailed when we're not in for him. We're not. We at least we got to keep it. We got to keep it realistic. There's nothing. There's nothing.
But I'd rather pay 65 that Bayern wouldn't play. Well, 60 because it's pounds, not euros. They wouldn't pay 65 million euros for Voldemort, but I would pay 60 million for Voldemort tomorrow.
Yeah, but the club is never been linked to him.
You know, and you're getting a young, you know, plenty. You know, everybody goes on about sell-on value and all that, which.
Matter of fact, I just got a notification here saying. Let me see. Bayern are again today in direct club-to-club talks with Chelsea for Nico Jackson. So it seems like that. I mean, Jackson has agreed terms with them. So basically, the same thing that the Wissa situation. So the club let Jackson talk with Bayern to agree terms. They agreed terms. Now they got to agree on the fee with Chelsea. So he's going to go to Bayern. They want to sell him. And, I mean, you know, I don't blame him, really. If Bayern Munich comes knocking, you're going to go shaking your boots. If the Bayern Munich comes from Isak, trust me, you know, somebody's going to be shaking in his boots. I know Liverpool fans are going to be, no, what? Bayern Munich? Yeah. Yeah, you don't want that Bayern problem. Trust me.
Alessandro Nutty saying, next cab on the rank. Let's stop fanning around. Asula's the next cab on the rank. So it's his turn.
Quite honestly, though,
if he can't get the job done, then it's the next man who.
Quite honestly,
you make won't play this week.
Quite honestly, man. I mean, Osula, the poor lad. Every time he's been called upon, he scored.
But he's never actually started a match, you know, a Premier League match.
Yeah.
So glad he scored. That was the best thing to happen, I think, for him to get a goal. Just to get that confidence. I hope, I don't know what it is. Like, is Eddie Howe just not confident in him, or?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is.
Well, I hope that was it. You know, maybe he'll risk it. You know, maybe Leeds is the time to do it.
Well, you know, we're running out of options now with Gordon being suspended now, so it's the ideal opportunity for to give him a go against Leeds. Come on, if he can't do it against Leeds. Again, though, would it be an unfair? I'm not saying don't put him in, but I'm saying would it be unfair to then judge him when he's likely going to be playing with a midfield behind him that doesn't include Tonali or J7? It's giving him a fair comparison with who he's being compared with. So there you go.
I was surprised that Murphy didn't get a showing the other night.
He wasn't going to do nothing, man.
Poor Murphy. But still, I mean, usually he would come on, you know, like for Barnes or. I don't know.
You could certainly have done that. You could have put Murph on the right wing, put Elanga in the middle, and then put Gordon over where. I'm talking about before, but Gordon was sent off.
Well, I just mean for the next game, you know, so Murphy, at least if we have Murphy there, would Ramsey start? Is Ramsey going to start?
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
Tonali can't. Bruno, J7, highly doubtful. So Ramsey's definitely going to be in, and I think probably Bailey as well. And that's what I'm saying. Would it then be unfair to judge Asula's performance if Asula starts as well when he's playing in such a weakened team. And the other alternative is to keep Trips and Livramento at fullback and put Lewis Hall on in midfield. That's an option. We'll discuss all that tomorrow on the Leeds preview.
Interesting here from Jason Sotar, a journalist for F365, ex-Opta Performance Analysis as well, saying right now that Newcastle United are in for Kobe Mainoo and have asked Manchester United conditions of a deal. I tell you, I'm all for that one. Not for to send Louis Miley away. I think Kobe Mainoo, but I mean, if Real Madrid and if Real Madrid are in for him, which was the rumor yesterday, then I mean, obviously, there's no chance he'll go over there. Or maybe not if he really wants to play, because over there he's not going to play. He's not going to play. He's not going to start over Camavinga, over Tchouaméni, and all those guys. However, I mean, they are a big club, so, you know, if they come for him, if Real Madrid comes from any player in the world, it's over, man. It's over. But if he wants minutes, which, again, I'm not even sure we're going to give him, but he's going to give more minutes with us than with anybody else, quite honestly.
Oh,
because
just had a message in here. Bruno Guimaraes talking to ESPN Brazil. And he's saying, when asked about Isak, I haven't had any contact with him. We've been training in the mornings and he trains at a different time when no one from the team is around. As captain and for us as players, it's a tough situation because we want to have the best players with us. But that's something we can't control. The club, the management, the owners are dealing with it. And I hope it gets sorted out in the best way. We are really missing our striker, a player who scored more than 20 goals in the Premier League last season. So, of course, he's someone we feel the absence of. We hope to have our best player back, but unfortunately, this is a situation that neither I nor any other player can control. But that's interesting that we hope to have our best player back. Yeah. So that
maybe he's playing the cards.
That would suggest that, because we heard, didn't we, last week, about a rift in the dressing room between those who wanted him back and those who didn't. And you can imagine who's heading those two factions, you know, because Dan Byrne, I would suspect, will likely be in the go and push your Barra brigade, whereas the higher echelons, you might be saying, fuck's sake, get him back, we need him.
Well, I mean, I think most will welcome him back, but or not. I don't know. But they know that the way he's behaving is either been a teaching lesson, because I wouldn't put Gordon to act like him, quite honestly. And but I'm sure he's learned from that now. Says, I'm not going to do that because I'm never coming back from that. If I ever want to leave, so that's probably been a teaching curve. The Kobe Mainoo small rumor here. Oh well, that United. Well, never mind. I was going to quote somebody, but they're twats. And but everybody's saying that Kobe Mainoo, Newcastle. I mean, Kobe Mainoo is a decent player. I think it's barely a cigarette paper between him and Louis Miley, but I think he's a more established now. He's gotten a lot more minutes, more protagonism for Man United last season at least. Now he's not. So there's also talks that he wanted a lot of wages, so that's why he hasn't got a new contract for them. That might be an issue as well. I don't know. I mean, well, everybody now is starting to. Once one say it, is the other one start saying it now. I don't know, but if we are a numpty club full of numpty people in the director's box who can only do one thing at a time, focus on the striker. If we're that stupid, just focus on the striker. You know, and if we're a proper club and we can actually do multiple deals at once, then yeah, worry about other ones because we could use another midfielder. And no more defenders. I mean, the Ake link, that just doesn't make sense to me.
What do you think Kobe Mainoo's on?
But probably not a lot of money. Not a lot of money.
What do you call not a lot?
Well,
70?
In football,
70 a week?
25 grand a week he's on.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's a lot of money in real life, but it's not really in football. So,
and his contract doesn't expire until June 2027.
I think if you give him a 70K contract, he'll be all right. He'll take it. I wonder what Lewis Miley's on though.
Well, he just signed a new one, didn't he? He was on 6 grand a week.
Yeah, well, we gotta see what Lewis Miley, because he might be like, wait a minute. But I mean, you know, get in the another midfield, that would be lovely. Because you also know that Joe Linton is not. He's going to be down a few times in the season. He's not as healthy as a horse.
5 grand a week.
Although
Lewis Miley.
Oh yeah, we need to up that, man.
Contract expires 2029.
Nah, he needs to up that. He needs to up that.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be getting more than that.
He probably get 40 million is good for him right now. But again, could use another midfielder because Joe Linton is not as healthy as a horse usually, although he looks like one. But we need to get that sorted. And also, I mean, center forward is the biggest deal, man. We got to get it in. We got to make sure that's sorted. And hopefully we do pretty soon. Anyways, we got to go. But let me see here.
Listen,
Meals Beast, I send you there's a private chat there. Actually, stay if you don't mind when we close. And we'll stay chatting. Anyways, folks, it's been a lovely show. Full of numpty comments and some good ones. But to everyone else, if you can't be nice, don't come back. If you can be nice, come back, whatever. Toon fans, always welcome, of course. So we'll see you on tonight at 9 p.m. UK. Gary and the panel will be discussing this whole situation. Isak rejects Newcastle once again. He rejects PIF and he rejects Jamie Rubin. So where do we go from here? What is the solution tonight with Gary and the lads? So stay tuned. And we'll see you on the next one, folks. Take care. Have a good one.
With the lads.
We'll keep you updated as usual. Take care.